as promised, we've got some analysis on the planned EU propaganda blitz against Eurosceptics in the social media. For that, I'm joined by Nigel Farage from the UK Independence Party to break all this down. Now, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us. I am so confused by this story. I mean, it frankly sounds a bit like a joke. Some EU officials will be turned into secret agents with a trolling mission on the internet. As a member of the European Parliament, tell us.
Well, I mean, it's serious. I mean, the Bureau of the Parliament, which is the organisation of the European Parliament, which decides how resources are spent, you know, they decided that they're going to train in-house staff in the run-up to the European elections of 2014 to train those people to go online, to look at Facebook, Twitter, other social media sites, and to correct apprehensions that may exist about the European Union. And I have to say, the fact that it's a parliament that is doing this, that is using taxpayers' money to do this, says a lot about the EU institutions. You know, the whole point about parliaments is that the person that sits in the chair of the parliament, he's the Speaker in Westminster, he's the chairman in other parliaments around the world, but he and all the rest of the staff are supposed to be neutral. They're not supposed to take any EU parliament because it's decided it's going to spend money, time and resources in doing this, shows you that, frankly, they're no better than a banana republic. And this is the sort of thing Mugabe would do, or someone like that. So I think many people outside will be shocked by it. Having worked there myself for 13 years, I'm not surprised at all. They are really, really scared. They're scared that from north to south to east to west, never voted for this thing to become a United States of Europe. We've never asked to have the majority of our laws made somewhere else, and we want to do something about it. So they're scared and they're fighting back.
Well, scared indeed, but, you know, moral reprehension aside, is this behavior even legal for them to be doing this?
The word legal and the word European Union, nothing matters here. There are no rules. Do you know the treaty, the Lisbon Treaty as it became after the electors ditched the European Constitution, the Lisbon Treaty forbade the bailouts of Eurozone countries, and yet 5 Eurozone countries have now received bailouts. There are no rules. What there is here is a fanatical political belief that we have to build a European structure with its own army, its own police force, its own treasury, and to hell with what the peoples of Europe think. We are going to do it anyway, and that's what's driving this project. And of course they've got a flag, they've got an anthem, and they are fanatical, and I believe the most dangerous people we've seen in Europe for 70 years.
Well, you're quite clear in your point of view there, but very briefly, I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to tackle the root problem instead of trying to change people's minds that way?
You could spend €1 trillion trying to tackle the root problem, and the root problem economically is that the Eurozone cannot and will not ever work. So there's no point in attempting to do that, because you know, you're not going to solve something. This is a misconstruction. The economics are wrong, the politics are wrong, it isn't going to work. And rather than sully the name of people like me who have called into question their legitimacy. And I think that what's going to happen over the next couple of years is that the war of words that takes place within the European Union is going to get very bitter and very nasty indeed.
Well, sir, you certainly do not mince your words. Thank you so much for weighing in. As always, UK Independent Party Member of Parliament, Nigel Farage.